to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire.
The Riverside.
Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
It's Friday, and we've got a huge Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Ready for everybody out there. Jeff Gorham, Greg Holla. I'm just Pep Fernandez. Real juicy one on a Friday, Jeff. We got to recap the NBA draft. Big night for the Lakers. They're making moves out there. We got Kenyon Barner, Super Bowl champion, now with the Carolina Panthers. He's going to join us later in the show. And then Ben Simmons' brother,
Liam.
He's got a name. It's Liam Simmons. We love this guy. He's an assistant coach at UC Riverside. Coach Simmons, Liam's going to join us in the last hour to talk about not only UC Riverside basketball, but also the fact that his brother Ben Simmons of the 76ers was in the Riv, UCR, working out.
Hanging out with his brother. You know, the good thing is when your brother's a Division I basketball coach, you can find a gym, a very good gym at any time, and work out with your brother. Nothing better than that. Maybe we're going to get something out of him as far as what he was doing down here, and then he's going to talk about the basketball camp, which starts next week, which I will be a part of, Pep.
You're going to be coaching him up.
I am.
Coach Gorham is back.
I am the camp director. We're going to go 9 to 12. We got the mini Highlanders camp next week. I'm excited. It's going to be fun to get back out in the court and hang out with Liam Simmons, Coach Patrick, and his staff.
You have a whistle?
I got a whistle ready.
What's the Coach Gorham attire? Do you have a whistle? Do you wear like a black and white striped shirt like a referee?
No.
What do you do?
I'm going to wear
a short suit.
No, I'll wear my shorts. I'll wear my LeBron James shorts. No, I'm gonna wear my UC. I got one of my UCR shirts on now, but I'm sure I'll get a camp shirt. I will have shorts with pockets.
You wear shades?
No shades. No shades. Can't wear shades inside. Only buttholes and blind people, and I'm neither one of those. So here we go.
Really?
I'm gonna write on my 8x10 note card the entire morning. We're gonna have it all planned out.
Do you
minute
map
by
it
minute.
out?
Minute by minute. I've been working on it all week.
So you're very efficient. You squeeze out every last second.
Every second I possibly can. They're little kids. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, I think, ages 6 to, 11. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to getting out in the court and hanging out with some little kids and teaching some hoops.
So Coach Simmons is going to join us in that last hour to talk about that as well. Serious question, though, Jeff.
Yes.
Because you're a big man.
Large.
These like little, how little are we talking when these kids at the camp?
I think either 5 to 11 or 6 to 11.
Do you think it's intimidating for a little kid? Like, no, this is a serious question. Like to come up to you and be like, Coach Gorham, I don't know how to dribble a basketball.
That is going to be
my thumb hurts.
It's going to be a lot of that, but it'll be fun. It's like dealing with I got 3 little rugrats running around my house. I enjoy hanging out with them. If I can teach them how to dribble and make a layup by the end of the camp and they have some fun, it'll all be worth it. It's going to be a good time.
The basics, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The basics. All right, we got a lot to get to. The breaking news going down this afternoon, because high school football is a big deal around the Inland Empire. JW North has a new head football coach, and we're hearing from a bunch of different people. It's all over the place. And we're breaking the news live right now on the show. Dennis Brown will be the next football coach at JW North. It's going to be official very soon, maybe as early as Monday. I remember, he's been around for a long, long time, but it was 2014 when he took that Riverside Poly team to the Inland Division Championship game.
That's right.
They had a really good team, and then from there, where did he go? To King High School, I believe, right?
Went to King.
He was the AD, I want to say.
Well, no, he was the assistant principal.
Assistant principal.
Yeah, because Tony Macy was the AD, and then Chip George after him.
So I think I could have this wrong. I think he was the AD at North, and then he went to Poly.
Went to Poly
to coach football.
Coach football.
Then he went to King.
To
be an
assistant principal.
And then he went to North
High
again.
School to become the assistant principal there.
So I don't know the details, how this is all going to work out, because I don't think you can be principal and a head football coach, right, Jeff?
Yeah. The Riverside district is going kind of the same way as long as all the other districts. If you're an administrator, it's very unlikely that you're able to coach. So maybe, I know it's a rule within the Riverside district, it might be where he might have to step down as an administrator to become maybe a counselor or a teacher again. He probably will lose a little bit of money, but if his football's his passion, I think that he'll step right into it quite well.
Well, a lot of people that I trust dearly, a lot of local football coaches that I trust everything that they say. In fact, I'd give them my bank account information.
Whoa.
Well, probably just because there's only like $10 in there, but I'd give it to them anyways. That's how much I trust these guys, and they're all saying the same thing. Dennis Brown will be the new head football coach at JW North. So when you heard it, say you heard it here first on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. You can spoil yourself and your car every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. Get in there. It's getting hot. Get your oil change. Get your windshield wiper fluid, all the way to the top. Got to keep that going strong. Lots of bugs out here in the IE. It's going to mess up that windshield. Spoiled. Quick quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
No shoe suit for you.
No shoe soup.
Where's Kono?
Kono will be here at 4:30, and I'm gonna make fun of him forever. For the rest of my life, I will always tell him, don't ever, ever, ever overestimate.
See, we love talking with the Inland Empire, so it's like one big inside joke with the IE that our little guy Kono, real lovable little guy.
Little bitty
What
guy.
did he say, that LiAngelo Ball would absolutely 100% be drafted?
Yes, he thought we were fools for saying that he was not going to be drafted.
Bunch of idiots.
And then I told him, I
Dummy.
said, he will never see the floor in a G League, an NBA game. He will not see any action ever.
So what did he bet you, little lovable Kono?
He said that if I said that if Jello Ball was drafted, I would drink soup out of his shoe.
Okay, and that didn't happen.
That did not happen.
So what does he have?
I don't know if we reciprocated the deal, but I think it should be reciprocated. If you're gonna make me drink soup out of a shoe, you must drink soup out of my. You must drink soup out of my shoe. That's a tough
That's a
thing
lot
to
of
say.
soup. That's a big shoe.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're gonna fill that sucker up. It's gonna be like a big gulp
Nasty
size.
like beef stew.
Oh yeah, or yeah.
Chunky beef.
Oh, I'm gonna give him my old shoe, one of my oldest shoes.
Green pea soup.
Oh, split pea
Split
soup.
pea, yeah.
Out of Gorham's shoe. But the good thing is my feet
Coach
are all.
Gorham. No, see, you beat Coach Gorham all week long. Hot, sweaty, run around with the kids.
Next
and then
Friday.
you give him the shoe. Next Friday. Hot, stinky, wet, moist shoe.
And I
Don't,
won't.
don't even wear socks in your shoes.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
no,
that's the worst.
I just won't change my socks all week. I'll go 5 days with one pair of socks.
Pile that chunky beef in there with a little split pea on top.
That's gonna be a fantastic. I can't wait to
Oh.
mess with Kono when he comes in.
All right, so LiAngelo Ball was not drafted. Not a huge shock. We all knew that. And then people were like horrified that he wasn't even invited to the NBA Summer League. I went online just for laughs. Jeff, I went on Twitter.
Yes.
Searched LiAngelo Ball just to see what was coming up. It was funny because like there's a group of the population that was like, I can't believe it. They're like, Kono, I can't believe it. He wasn't drafted.
He's rotten.
I can't believe the Lakers won't even invite him to the Summer League. I'm horrified. And then there's another majority of the population, like 90% of the people are like, to the other people, are you serious? Wait, hold on. Did you really think he was going to get drafted? A, he's not that good. You got to be good enough, right?
Yes.
Talent-wise. And let's just say, even if he was good enough, would you want LeVar Ball around even more?
No.
No. But first off, you got to be good enough.
He went to UCLA for one reason or two reasons only. Older brother, younger brother. That's it.
Package deal.
He was the cream filling in that Oreo.
so he had a free ride and he didn't take it.
He got a free ride and he stole. He stole that free
Thou shalt
ride.
not steal.
And he is now going to be playing probably in this goofy league that his dad just started.
Yeah, he probably will be.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
he can make up his own rules, so why not?
Yeah.
But honestly, he was never going to be an NBA player.
I mean, like, we had Tracy Murray in here, and every time I brought up his name, it was like, dude, come on. Are you serious?
yeah, he
like-
said he's friendly with the family, but basketball-wise, he was never, ever, 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 ever going to be an NBA player.
He was barely a Division I college basketball player.
He would not have played in the Big West. He would not have started on one team in the Big West. Not one. I've seen him play several times. Not one.
That's why I think all these people on Twitter who were saying, I can't believe it, like, they don't really know basketball.
No.
They didn't see him play. They don't understand where he's at.
Do you think he would have had better odds if he stayed for one season in UCLA? Like, if that incident never happened and he had 1 year?
no, he
I
was,
don't think he would have played at
he wouldn't have
UCLA.
played. He was the 12th guy on a
the
12-man
last guy
team.
off the bench.
Yeah, he was brought in to help out, bring in younger brother and big brother.
All right, that's way too much on
Yes,
Jello Ball.
we're
Let's
done
move
with them.
on. Let's talk about the Lakers and the real guys that are going to bring back glory and the tradition and the greatness of the purple and gold. Jeff, I think you kind of called it. Mo Wagner, the big man that you saw with your own eyeballs in Ann Arbor, Michigan when UCR played the Wolverines, Mo Wagner, the big man for the Wolverines, who led them to the NCAA championship game, he goes to the Lakers in the first round. I think you love it.
I think that is looking around at the draft, I think he is a guy that will help this Los Angeles Lakers team. I think he's better than the guys they've drafted in the last couple of years. I think when you're 6'11", you can stretch the floor. Western Conference basketball is perimeter basketball. If you have a center that can shoot or a big man that's 6'11" that can guard smaller players, which Mo Wagner can do, he's an incredible offensive rebound with a great touch from beyond the arc and around the basket. He is a NBA-ready player. I saw him in Rio. I saw him play at least 10 times during the year. And last year, he almost went into the draft. They said he would have been a very, very early first-round pick. He dropped a little bit to number 25, but I still think he is going to be one of the steals of this draft.
Well, Vlade Divac, the GM for the Kings, he said they've got themselves a super team in Sacramento with the young guys, adding Marvin Bagley. But that aside, Jeff, when you look at the Lakers, and let's just say for what it's worth right now on paper who they got, if you're running out Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, I'll throw a ball in there, you put Mo Wagner as like the 5, I'm starting to get excited about this team. I'm not so sure they're that far away from a playoff spot with or without LeBron James. I think that sounds like a pretty good team all of a sudden.
Well, I think they're a playoff team, but if you're a Los Angeles Laker a fan or you are part of the organization, it's win or go home. They want championships. It's all about championships. They are closer to achieving that goal. I think drafting a guy like stretch 4, a small 5, Mo Wagner, I think that helps you because I hope he's not one of the pieces that you're going to have to lose to gain one of those big 3 guys that the Lakers are coveting. He's one of those guys that will be an impact player. Even if he's off the bench for the first year, he is still one of the best bench players you're going to see.
The Lakers also had a pair of picks in the second round, maybe kind of a long shot to make the team, but certainly we'll see what they got in Summer League when it rolls around. Isaac Bonga out of Germany, small forward, 6'9", and a shooting guard from Kansas, the Kansas Jayhawks. You want to take his name?
No.
Svi Mykhailiuk?
He can shoot, and I will say this, all 3 draft picks by the Lakers, all 3 are shooters. That is what the Lakers are aiming for. That's
where the league's at, right?
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma. Remember last year, Kyle Kuzma was not expected to be the great player he was, the great rookie he was. He was not a three-point shooter in college. Remember, the three-point line in college is 21? It's 21 feet, just a little further than high school. The NBA is a little farther, and when he was in college, he didn't hit a lot of threes, but he was a great three-point shooter last year for the Lakers because for some reason he shoots better from far. You don't get those opportunities playing in the Pac-12 to shoot 25-footers. Kyle Kuzma was one of those guys that can shoot the ball, and I'm telling you right now, I think the future is bright for the Lakers, but you're going to have to still lose a couple of those pieces.
If you want to bring in somebody good.
If you want to bring in somebody good.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're not going to win an NBA championship in the next couple of years with this current roster. We heard it yesterday from Tracy Murray. They need an alpha dog. Whether it be a guy off the bench, a guy that's in practice, they need somebody to kind of say, hey, look, I'm the leader of this ball club. You, rookie, need to take care of what's going on here. Second man, you better know what's going on. And it's just somebody like a Draymond Green. We talked about him yesterday. Is there a guy on the Lakers last year that was that alpha dog? Not one.
No,
not one.
They didn't have that guy.
Julius Randle, but Julius Randle
he's still younger though, right?
He's still young, and the thing is,
he was like an Andre Iguodala, right? Like someone like that to come in and
David West. They said, somebody along those lines. Rick Mahorn was one of those guys. Dennis Rodman, to a point, was one of those guys. He was crazy, but he was a good influence if you wanted to play with tenacity and you want to play hard. Those are the kind of guys you need.
All right, we'll talk more about the Lakers and the draft later in the show. And guys, Greg Holla, Jeff, call me old-fashioned, but it's not an inland sports show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM unless we're talking a little bit about Kawhi Leonard. Here's the latest, and we're going to talk more Kawhi as well later in the show. Spurs general manager R.C. Buford says the team does have a desire to keep their disgruntled star Kawhi Leonard with the Spurs, but they will explore all their options. But did you hear the first part of that? They have a desire to keep him.
Of course they do. They've said that all along. They want to mend that fence. They want to mend the bridge that was broken between player and player. I don't think it was so much between Pop and player. I think he was angry with Pop, now that I thought about it, for letting players like Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili speak out when they shouldn't have said a word. That is a coach's arena to talk about players, not player on player, especially your best player being talked about by guys that were great at one time but going later on down their careers. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, shame on you. I like what San Antonio is doing. They're trying to mend that fence, but I think it is too late.
We will talk more Kawhi, more NBA draft, and the Lakers later in the show. But right now into baseball as we continue our Inland Sports headlines. The Dodgers, they get the Mets tonight. 4:10 first pitch, so we'll have some live updates of the Dodgers later in the show. And don't forget, Clayton Kershaw will be on the bump for AAA Oklahoma City tomorrow. Fingers crossed it all goes well, and we can see the big lefty back in Dodger blue early next week. The Halos beat the Blue Jays last night 8-5. Luis Valbuena, a pair of home runs. Cole Calhoun, since he's come back, he's been pretty good. Had another home run last night for the Halos. Halos taking on Toronto once again tonight at the Big A. And our guy Stephen Wright from Valley View High School in Moreno Valley. He's going to be on the mound for Boston tonight as they take on Seattle. So they could actually help out. Stephen Wright could help out the Halos. They can beat Seattle tonight. And finally, World Cup action from this morning. Again, you guys know me. I turned on the Telemundo porque fútbol es mi corazón.
I don't know what that means. What is corazón?
My heart.
Your heart.
Soccer's
okay.
my heart, man.
Okay.
Brazil! They beat Costa Rica 2-0. Nigeria beat Iceland, the Cinderella story of the World Cup, 2-0. And Switzerland battled back. They were down 1-0. They battled back to beat Serbia 2-1. Greg Holla, let's crank up the highlight machine because, again, it's not an Inland Sports show till our guy on Telemundo loses his mind. Here he goes. So my daughter was watching it with me this morning, and she said, "How long does he go?" And I said, well, "He just keeps going. So she tried to keep up with him, and she's like, "I can't do it." I was like, "He's good. That's what he's a pro."
Well,
Telemundo, man.
My big question is, why is every good soccer, or not good, why is every soccer player when they score take off their shirt?
He was a little buff guy. He was
like
built.
Zlatan.
Zlatan's big. This guy was like a bulldog. A little short guy, but he was super buff, and he ripped his shirt off. Yeah.
But why? Just I thought it was about country, not.
You know what my signature move was after scoring all these big goals?
How many goals did you score?
When I was running back the other way to get back into place, scored lots of goals. I do the like I was like fake boxing.
You did?
That was my move. Yeah.
Did you tire yourself out trying to fake?
No,
box?
I was the man. No, of course I didn't.
But were you a scorer in high school?
My coach said it once because I played defense.
No, that's not good.
I played defense, but I would step up and score goals. And I remember more than once my coach said, "Guys, does Pep really have to come and bail us out?" That's how that's how bad it got. So I did.
Pep have to bail us out.
Yeah.
You bail me out all the time, Pep.
I was a defender, and I'd have to score goals, and we'd still lose. Remember, I like bad teams. I played on bad teams. Bad teams all the way around. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. In fact, I know Ken's just made a nice charitable donation to Norco Little League. We got that tweet up right now, live on the channel. You're watching us live and amplified because we love Ken Sporting Goods. They got all your sports gear, and they can do Letterman's jackets. They can hook it all the way up. Whatever you might need for your team, maybe even your company, KenSportingGoods.com is the website. Ken Sporting Goods off the 15 freeway in Norco. Make a right on him. All right, we come back. Kenyon Barner from the Carolina Panthers, Super Bowl champion. He went all the way with the Philadelphia Eagles this past season. He's going to join us live on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
If you don't say you love the Dodgers, you might not get into heaven.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
One thing. focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports. Everyone's checking out Boost Performance Training. You can follow them on Instagram and Twitter. They got a strength and speed class. The first one's always free, so go check it out. Why not? Boost Performance Training, and the website is boosttrainingsystems.com. It's a good song. Tracy Murray really liked the song selection yesterday.
Of course, man. He is a guy of the late 80s, and was this Tony? Oh, yeah. See, I know all my stuff. I was a baller. I was a basketballer. Not a big baller brand guy.
What was your pregame routine like? Would you put the headphones on like, don't bother me, I'm listening to Bell Big DeVoe or whatever? I mean, whatever you listen to.
That was stupid. That was always stupid. But besides that, they were Walkmans. They were like tapes.
Oh, that's right.
So you're walking around and it was clunky. I don't think we were out shooting baskets with headphones in your ear. Besides, I would listen to it on the bus. I would listen to Michael Jackson. And I would listen to like Rocky music. Yeah, that was the songs of the time. I would get focused on listen a little bit, and then I would go out and just go as hard as I could for an hour before we played. I'd rest for about 10 minutes, drink a big thing of milk, and then I'd go out and play.
Big thing of milk?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Because you sweat so much, and Jim Clover told me this. You drink milk, chocolate milk or regular milk, after you sweat. It's better than drinking Gatorade.
Really?
Oh, by far. Way better.
Sounds bad.
No, it's wonderful.
You don't get the squirts?
No! You kidding me? There's nothing in you when you've been working, sweating, and going hard. Honest to goodness, I would go as hard as I could for an hour. And then I would rest, and I'd drink a big thing of milk, and I'd go after it.
I'm going to look that up right
now. Yeah,
look it up. I mean, not that Jim Clover would ever lie to us.
I'm telling you, man. Chocolate milk was my go-to. It'd have to be cold, though. I can't drink anything warm.
Because, I'd be around guys. Some of the guys in the locker room would be going nuts. Like, slamming lockers. And then, like, there's the quiet assassins. They'd sit over on the side. Like, they'd have their hoodies up. Their ear. Well, they didn't have earbuds, but they'd be, like you said, a Walkman. Like these things that go over your head. And they'd be listening to music or whatever. And it's like, like, it just... People just tick differently. Like, what makes you tick? Like, are you going to be the guy jumping up and down and screaming and, throwing your body around the locker room? Or are you the guy that's going to be sitting in the corner with a hoodie on, all bundled up, listening to music?
There was a thing called cybergenics. I don't know if you remember this when you were younger, is that you could visualize. So I would, visualize the ball going through the basket.
You would?
100 times. Like, I would close my eyes, I'd find a spot in the locker room, and I'd visualize the basket being as big as, like, a trash can, a big round trash can. And I'd visualize the normal-sized basketball going through that trash can. Yeah, it's a big deal. I'm telling you, I don't mess around with chocolate milk. But I would go and I visualize cybergenics. I remember Tony Macy taught us this. So I would do that throughout college while I was playing overseas. And every time I played, I would visualize shooting 100 shots. And I even wouldn't shoot, but I'd go out, and if I didn't shoot well, I would continue to shoot because I was a gunner, and that's the way I played. Fire. Nothing. There wasn't a shot that I did not like.
Did you have a lucky wristband? Did you always wear like a knee brace? Was there something you always wore?
I always wore my socks the same. I never wore a knee brace because I hated the feel of. I didn't like feeling compression. People had compression shorts. I didn't like it. I was just I wore my socks a certain way, and that was it. I wouldn't wear a T-shirt underneath my uniform. I was tank top uniform guy.
I didn't know milk had electric lights.
Oh, more
Lots
so
of
than
them.
yeah.
Oh, when I was milking those cows on the dairy, I'd see all those electrolytes coming out.
Yeah.
See, my thing was, I had always wear I guess you'd call them like the spandex shorts, like almost like sliding shorts.
The compression shorts.
Yeah, because I was always on the ground. I was always flying around. I'd always want those underneath my shorts. And then I always had like a lucky undershirt. And Jeff, you'll get a kick out of this. I played on a youth basketball team. It was at the YMCA when I was in high school. We were the Warriors. Can't believe it. I was a Kings fan, but I had a little Warriors shirt. I'd wear it under my jersey. Or I had another shirt, and it had these three faces. It was like the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil faces, like guys. And it said, who farted?
And that was your shirt.
And I cut off the sleeves. So it was like a muscle shirt. And that was my undershirt because I was a bad man. Walk into the stadium with my who farted shirt. People knew it was go time.
I couldn't wear a T-shirt underneath my uniform.
If I was basketball, I don't think I would either.
No, I was all natural, baby. I wore a jock strap. Yeah, people now probably wouldn't do it. I'm telling you, I had to wear a jock strap. Everybody's laughing. A jock strap? No, that's what you wore back then. And no compression shorts. I just wore regular shorts. They were mini shorts. But I always wanted to show off the big guns because I kind of had arms when I played. Or that was when I was older. I'm like, so show off the gun show. Not anymore.
We're talking NBA draft today. The Lakers struck it big. They got Mo Wagner. We're both excited about him. Jeff, did you ever imagine when you saw him back, it was the weekend after Thanksgiving, when UC Riverside played at Michigan and you saw Mo Wagner with your own eyes, did you ever imagine that he was going to be a Laker? Did you, when you at that moment, you're like, this guy's going to be a high draft pick and there's a chance maybe the Lakers can get him?
Well, I never thought he'd be a Laker, but I said, first of all, the first thing I saw is his first jump shot was from about 24 feet out, a turnaround. And I said, okay, that's a pro. He was a definite NBA player. And as the year went on, he got better. We saw it in the NCAA playoffs. He was the go-to guy. If they would have won, he would have been the Final Four MVP. Probably would have been the tournament MVP. He was that good.
Well, the Lakers were thrilled with what they did at the draft. They feel like they hit a grand slam. Like they got a great guy. Because remember, even Tracy said, when you look at the Lakers roster, what were they missing? They're missing a big guy. Mo Wagner's a big guy, and, you know, he can shoot, like you said. Like he's kind of that new mold, that like the Dirk Nowitzki, a Kevin Durant. They're going to be like a 7-footer who plays more like a wing, right? Who plays like a 3 or something.
Well, you know, in a lot of NBA offenses, you'll have your 4 or your 5 man take the ball out of bounds, and you'll have a trailer. He will be a great trailer because you will have to reverse the ball through him, and if he's wide open beyond the arc, it's going to stretch the floor. Defenses are going to have to come out and guard him. They will reverse it back to him. He'll have a lot of opportunities to shoot the ball quickly off the offense. Another thing is good is teams will have to guard him, which will allow maybe a good point guard, whether it be Lonzo or LeBron or Brandon Ingram. It will give them an opportunity to go one-on-one with the floor stretched out with no help side defense, which could help the Lakers out. That's what the Golden State Warriors have relied on for the last 4 years.
Here was the big announcement last night at the NBA draft. Laker Nation welcome Mo Wagner.
With the 25th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Moritz Wagner from Berlin and the University of Michigan.
All right, there he is, Mo Wagner, the big man of the future for the Lakers. So the Lakers got the guy they wanted. They filled that need. Jeff, I was telling you off the air, I was going through all the, because, you know, all of the big media outlets, they like to grade the drafts. And sometimes I think that's unfair because it takes several years down the road to look back and be like, okay, yeah, you guys got a good steal in that draft. I mean, look at Donovan Mitchell. Who would have known that he was going to be a star for the Utah Jazz? It takes a season or 2 or 3 to look back and be like, that was a great draft for the Lakers, or that was a great draft, you know, for the Warriors. But they still do those immediate grades. All the big media outlets, they say, okay, let's grade how each team did in the NBA draft. There was one team that got a D. Did you get any Ds in school?
No. Oh, yeah, I did.
Wood
shop, because I refused to use the saw.
You did?
Yeah, because my buddy lopped his digit off when I was in 8th grade.
In class?
In class, lopped off the tip
of his... Did you see it happen?
Yes, he was my best friend. He lopped the tip of his pinky off, and we found it, and we put it in ice, and he put it back on, but I refused. After I saw
that, it was over.
I'm like, nope, I'm never doing it.
I'll take the D.
I got the D, and I remember he was all angry. Oh, why won't you? I'm like, man, I don't know.
You're like, my friend got his finger cut off.
I never wanted to be in wood shop. That was my only D in history.
Well, there was only one D in the NBA draft grades. There was one team in the entire NBA, they said they got a D. It was the Clippers.
No kidding.
We even saw it as it was happening live during our show yesterday. We were talking with Tracy Murray about it. Just could not figure out what the Clippers were doing. Their picks made no sense. There were what looked like better players still available on the board. Like, why did they make those moves? It did not make any sense, especially when you consider that Jerry West is in the front office. I don't know what his title is, but he's like a consultant of some sort, yes. Right? He's a genius. Jerry West built some of the greatest NBA teams ever. So I don't know. Maybe we'll look back 3 years from now and be like, you know what? The Clippers nailed it. They got it right. But the immediate reaction, when you grade the draft as it is right now, the Clippers got a D. Of all the teams in the NBA, everyone else got A's, B's, couple C's. The Clippers got a D.
Well, I think the Clippers do one thing that they've done wrong perennially is I don't think they know their identity of what they're going to do. If you've watched the Clippers over the years, they thought they had the big three. Remember with CP3, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake Griffin? That didn't go anywhere. They didn't have a purpose with that offense. They had 3 good players, but didn't have really a go-to offense. They're doing the same thing they've done over year after year after year. There's no identity with the Los Angeles Clippers. If you're looking at that roster, would you say who is their best player?
Lou Williams.
Yeah. And you have DeAndre Jordan DeAndre Jordan is a good pro, but he can't score it. He only averaged, think about it, his highest game as an NBA player was 32 points. He's done it one time. He's averaged just at 12 points a game. He can rebound like none other, but you need a guy in the paint that can score. You need somebody that can't shoot 35% from the free throw line. That is a liability. That is why the Clippers have been this way. They're a directionless ship, a directionless Clipper ship, Pep.
Pretty on par for the Clippers.
Yes.
At this point. All right, we come back. We still got to get more Kawhi news, LeBron James news. We've got Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise. He's going to pop in, and Kenyon Barner around the corner as well. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. It's Friday. We're all feeling good. Brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Right now at Catalano Motors, if you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get $500 off. Only the Inland Sports Show. You can't roll in and go, That won't get you any money. You can't say I like the Lakers. None of that will work. Clippers won't work. I know that for sure that won't work. If you say the Inland Sports Show, $500 off. Only at Catalano Motors off of Temescal Canyon Road in Corona. You can visit them online at CatalanoCars.com.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, let's talk a little Kawhi Leonard here.
Let's talk a little Kawhi.
Here was the big thing that everyone was talking about, and I'm not surprised because, again, I'm for a good conspiracy theory. I think the Spurs are going to ride this out with Kawhi Leonard a little bit longer until the ideal trade package comes along with an Eastern Conference team. That's my hunch. That's my conspiracy theory. Were you surprised that nothing happened during the draft with Kawhi Leonard, that his name wasn't even mentioned? It wasn't tied to any draft picks? Like, it was quiet on the Kawhi Leonard front during the NBA draft. Nothing.
Well, I didn't expect anything to happen as far as him getting moved yesterday, just because I think with the sign and trade, they can't offer it until later on this week, I think, where they can actually say, here's a max or a super max contract. I was surprised, though, we didn't see more moves of other teams just trying to free some space. very few trades yesterday in the NBA draft. But Kawhi Leonard, I still think holds the cards. Allegedly says that he's going to be a rental wherever he goes unless he's dealt to the Lakers. If he is actually saying this, why would you not, if you are the Spurs, get whatever you can from the Los Angeles Lakers? I mean, if you don't want to trade within the Western Conference, you don't want to trade with your rivals, the Los Angeles Lakers, what better could it be is to say, I'm going to take this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy.
Well, there's one other team that's got great young talent that's better than the Lakers. I still believe Kawhi's going to end up in Cleveland with LeBron. That's my conspiracy theory. If you believe we didn't land on the moon, which I believe we did, but if you believe we didn't land on the moon, I believe that Kawhi Leonard will end up in Cleveland with LeBron James. But there's one other team, Jeff, and you've said this team all along. I know you're a Lakers fan, but you've mentioned this team all along. If there's one other team that has good, young talent similar to the Lakers, the only difference is they're out east. That team would be the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and I think if you were actually going to use the best fit for Kawhi Leonard, if you don't have LeBron James, you don't have Paul George, and you're not a Laker, I think the best team for Kawhi Leonard to go to would be the Boston Celtics. And I hate to say it, I'm a Laker fan. We hate Boston because it's in our DNA. But I will say this, they have the most pieces to help San Antonio. You could either get Kyrie Irving, you can get Gordon Hayward, one of those two, and you could probably get a contingent of guys because they're all kind of virtually the same kind of guy. They all play defense. They all play team basketball. And those are the kind of guys that we saw Popovich has kind of mentored his entire coaching career. He's made guys become teammates similar to what Boston Celtics have done the last few years.
We love Kawhi Leonard, the pride of King High School right here in the Riv, hashtag the Riv raised me, but there's not a lot of information to go on other than all the reports saying that he wants to leave the Spurs. He met with, Greg Popovich to express that in person. But we haven't heard a whole lot from either side, from the Spurs or Kawhi about this. But R.C. Buford, the GM for San Antonio, did finally have something to say. And this kind of, circled around what's happening with the NBA draft. But here's what he said, that Buford was expressing the team's willingness to work with Kawhi to bridge the gap towards reconciliation. So I think with that said, before we get to the actual quote, with that said, it sounds like San Antonio is still holding on to a sliver of hope that it could work out with Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi might not want to stay there. That's his side because it takes two to tango, right? It takes both sides. He might not want to stay there, but at least from the Spurs' perspective, they feel like there's still a chance to reconcile with their star player.
Well, they'd have to reconcile it by probably telling Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili that you are no longer welcome as a San Antonio Spurs. Maybe you guys should retire, because I think that's the root of the problem, is that Tony Parker came out and said he had the same injury but 10 times worse. And Manu Ginobili,
100 times.
100 times worse. Even worse.
Even worse.
Yeah, and then Manu Ginobili kind of reiterating the same thing that Tony Parker said. If you're Kawhi Leonard, we know he's not a demonstrative leadership kind of guy. He likes to be the I'm going to show you how I play by playing on the court. I'm not going to be a vocal guy. I think his feelings were hurt. And it would be really hard to mend that fence with guys who kind of bad mouth.
But if you're San Antonio and you're going to move forward,
you got to get rid of those guys.
You got to get rid of them. They're done. I mean, they had their heyday, and it was a great run, but they're done.
Yeah,
if you had to pick.
If you had to pick, you always go with the younger guy, the guy that's your best player, second best player probably in the NBA. But if you're San Antonio, how do you get rid of Tony Parker? How do you get rid of Manu Ginobili? You have to pay those guys. You're not going to just go, hey, we're going to waive you. You're still on for the books for those guys' contracts.
That's tough. That's a tough spot.
Who would want an aging Tony Parker or an aging Manu Ginobili? Nobody. I mean, honestly, they are role guys on any team in the NBA.
They might have to privately have a meeting with all those guys to work it out, to see if they can reconcile between the organization and Kawhi. But here's what R.C. Buford had to say. This is an exact quote from R.C. Buford. Quote, Kawhi and his family mean a lot to our organization and to the community. While none of us would wish we are where we are, We're going to do what we can to build the best relationship we can with him, and we will explore all of our options. But the first one would be to do what we can to keep Kawhi as part of our group. So they said they're kind of hedging their bet here. So they're not saying, hey, you know, Kawhi is definitely going to come back. We're going to fix this. They're saying option number one, our first priority, keep him with the Spurs. Secondly, yeah, we will explore our options. And if you read into that, that's saying, hey, if there's a package that we can get a lot of value in return for Kawhi, because Kawhi's probably, top 3, top 5 players in the NBA right now when he's healthy?
Yes.
You're going to get a ton. You're going to get a boatload in return for Kawhi Leonard. If something out there makes sense, that is, quote-unquote, exploring other options with Kawhi. But like he said, this is the GM of San Antonio. They're going to do whatever they can do to keep Kawhi in the fold, part of San Antonio. When I read that, I'm like, I thought this was a done deal, a slam dunk that he was out of there. Now, again, it takes 2 to tango. Just because they want him back doesn't mean Kawhi wants to come back. It takes 2 to tango. But I thought, you know what? Maybe there's a chance he stays there. They can offer him the most money, right, Jeff, in San Antonio?
They can. They can actually, they can offer him $219 million for 5 years for that contract extension. But Kawhi Leonard says that he's not interested in the money and wants to be traded. He did say preferably to the Lakers. But here's what the biggest problem is. You still have guys that are blasting Kawhi Leonard. Bruce Bowen, a former teammate, is ripping him as of 2 o'clock this afternoon. He says, I think there's nothing but excuses going on. First, it was, well, I was misdiagnosed. Look here, you got $18 million this year, and you think that's what they're trying to rush you?
And he played 9 games,
Played
right?
9.
It was like 9 games.
So he made basically $2 million a game for the Spurs. But Bruce Bowen is going out saying these are all excuses and has really lambasted him in the public eye as of 2 o'clock today. If you want to keep Kawhi in San Antonio, you can't have ex-players come out and add fuel to the fire.
It's just interesting how this might play out. I love it. I for a while, I thought Kawhi and LeBron were going to go hand in hand. I feel differently now. I think LeBron's going to go where LeBron wants to go. And I think Kawhi is going to be with San Antonio still for a while now.
Well, they can hold on to him till the draft deadline. That kind of hampers the Lakers for sure. It hampers basically anybody that Kawhi Leonard wanted to go play for, because all San Antonio has to do is say, hey, look, we're going to go to the draft deadline. We're going to get players for you. We're going to trade you to a contender, but you're only going to play there for a half a year. But we're going to get good players from that contending team. So San Antonio holds the cards in that respect.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We blew it out on Kawhi. We're going to blow it out on LeBron James, too. We still got to talk about the latest on LeBron James. We also have our good friend Dominic Verrett from the Leela Project. They got the big Barbers and Backpacks event coming up, so we'll talk about that. And Kenyon Barner right around the corner as well. You're listening to your favorite show. This is the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, God, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cahelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
is the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino.
An iHeartRadio station.
Oh, come with me. Live in my dream house. I know it's crazy. I know we just met. Heck, you don't know me from G.I. Joe, but when I look at you, I feel like we were made for each other. Yay! Yes!
And
coming, Lotso!
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. Pop in there at Spoiled, right there off of Alessandro Boulevard off the 215. You know, snug right between Riverside and Moreno Valley. We love you, Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. Right now, let's go to the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline. This guy's my favorite football player of all time. It's the great Kenyon Barner, Super Bowl champion and the pride of Notre Dame High School. Kenyon, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm just excited for you. You're a Super Bowl champion. You're going back to the Carolina Panthers. You got a youth camp coming up in Moreno Valley. I mean, it must be good to be Kenyon Barner right now. How's it going?
It's not too bad. It's not too bad, man. But yeah, everything's great. Like you said, we have a youth camp coming up. Recently won the Super Bowl and going back to where it all began. So I can't really complain nor put in the words what the past 4 or 5 months have been like.
Kenyon, does it feel different when you go to places and people introduce you as a Super Bowl champion?
Absolutely. That took a while to get used to, but I can say that I am used to it now. It took a while to get used to, man, just to hear that, because you grow up watching this game, watching the Super Bowl, going out after games, reenacting plays. For me, it was reenacting plays of, Steve Young throwing to Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens, watching Garrison Hurst run up and down the field. And then to actually be able to play in that game and contribute to that game and beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the Patriots, man, that's an amazing feeling, an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, I think that Eagles team will go down in history as one of the few that, was able to beat New England in the biggest game in the NFL. But now you go back to, like you said, where it all started with the Carolina Panthers. What's that like going back to Carolina? And, how do they see your role as a kick returner and maybe as a running back? I mean, how do you kind of fit in there with the Panthers?
But it feels great being back there. After I left at my rookie year, going into my second year, I never stopped going back to Charlotte. I've always kept in close contact with guys that were on the team, as well as guys and a couple girls that were in the city, just people that I became really close with. So Charlotte has always kind of been a home away from home for me. So to be back there, be around those people, be back around Coach Rivera, and the rest of the guys on the team, man, it's a great feeling. I'm excited about, the things that come. And as far as my role with the team, I've always been one of those guys that has always said, whatever the team needs, that's what I'm going to be. Whether it's returning the ball, catching the ball, running the ball, blocking for somebody, whatever it is, that will be my role.
Well, Kenyon, first of all, I want to say congratulations on being named to the Riverside Wall of Distinction with the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame.
Happen, yeah.
I want to say congratulations to that. And then I wanted to ask you, what was the role that Darren Sproles has played on your career, especially the last year in Philadelphia?
Man, just the last year alone, there has been so much that has transpired, between the time that I left Philadelphia, went back to Philadelphia, and then the time that I played there. But just throughout my entire career, since I've been in Philly and been able to learn up under that guy, man, Sproles has been huge for me, and more than one way, more than just football. Sproles has helped me, become a man, has taught me how to handle business, has helped me grow in areas that I needed growth in. Then on the field, can't even really put into words what that guy has meant to my career. The knowledge that he shared with me. There's not a lot of guys like Darren Sproles in the league. A guy that's been in the league 13, 14 years that will take a younger guy and really just give him the game, give him everything that a guy has learned, and really give him that knowledge. Because a lot of guys don't really want to do that, because at the end of the day, I'm playing for your spot in essence, you know what I'm saying? And so there aren't too many guys that are willing to do the things that Sproles did for me, and that guy's meant the world to me. I love that dude. He's like my brother, and I'll forever be thankful for him.
And Kenyon, I say this as a compliment, but you and Darren Sproles are kind of like the same guy, right? You kind of do the same things on the field, kind of the same stature. Like you're kind of in that Darren Sproles mold, and he's been so effective and has had a long, great NFL career. You're kind of like the same guy. And
I don't take that as disrespect at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's a compliment, yeah.
Absolutely, man. That guy's a future Hall of Famer. And during my time in Philadelphia, that's pretty much all I heard. You know, like, well, you know, you're very similar to Sproles. You guys would kind of see you guys in the same light. And so, you know, like I said, to be up under that guy and be a guy that is looked at as a Sproles-like player, to have that wisdom, to have that knowledge, to have 13 years of knowledge right there at my fingertips. I wish a lot of other guys that have been in my position had the benefit of that.
Talk with the great Kenyon Barner, the pride of Notre Dame High School right here in Riverside. He's a local IE guy, now with the Carolina Panthers, and a Super Bowl champion. Let's not leave that out. He's got his big camp coming up on Saturday, July 7th, out there at the LaSalle Sports Park in Moreno Valley. That's a Saturday, and it's absolutely free. We have the number right here, so if you want more information on the camp, it's 951-722-5692. It's right here on the flyer. So if you're watching us live right now on YouTube, we're going to punch up that graphic so you can see the phone number right there as well. But, Kenyon, my question for you about the camp is, when you were growing up, were you able to go to camps of other NFL guys? I mean, did you have that experience? And if you didn't, is this why you want to give back, to give these younger football players in the IE a chance to look at a guy who made it to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, and he's living the dream in the NFL?
Right. For me, no. I didn't have, you know, that luxury growing up of going to, you know, a camp where there was, for me, I grew up playing basketball. You know, I think I did maybe one football camp, and that might have been my junior year of high school, I believe. But I didn't have. During the time that I was coming up there, I don't believe that there were too many guys that were coming out of the Inland Empire, you know, that were really coming back. You know, for me, a guy that I grew up close with, I was close with my older brothers and my sisters, was Larry Nagg. And so I got a chance to be around him and kind of talk to him. And, you know, he helped me out a little bit. But for me, man, it's always been about being a guy that, you know, is a guy that you can touch. You know, a guy that's within reach, you know, to where you don't feel like I'm some star, some guy that you can't talk to. I want to be that guy that if you see me walking down the street, we can stop and have a 30-minute conversation. You can feel like you know me my entire life. And that's kind of been my whole goal. And so to be able to get back to an area that a lot of guys don't really come back to, that was huge for me. Just to be able to, so kids can have somebody there that came from the same schools that they came from, the same neighborhoods, you know, the same streets that they grew up in, see someone that made it out and kind of give them hope.
Well, talking about that hope, you know, we were this past weekend, we were at the University of Redlands for UCLA had a camp at University of Redlands. We had a chance to talk with Chip Kelly a little bit. You know, he's a big name in the coaching world here, coming back to UCLA. What made you decide to go to Oregon and play for Chip Kelly?
Well, during the time that Oregon was recruiting me, it was Coach Bellotti. Chip was still the offensive coordinator at the time. So I didn't really come into contact with Chip, and it was going into my redshirt freshman year. You know, once I got there, obviously we had some conversation or whatnot, but he became the head coach going into my redshirt freshman year. But for me, man, I needed to get out of California. I needed to get out of the Inland Empire. For me, there was a number of reasons. You know, I needed to separate from people that I was hanging out with at the time. For me, I needed to get away from my parents, as bad as that sounds. I needed to get, you know, and I'll explain that because I don't want anybody to think I love my parents.
No, we all did it. We all got away from our parents. It's okay.
Yeah. I needed to get away from my parents because my parents are so loving. I needed to get away so that I can grow up and become my own man. I needed to grow up so I could be able to stand on my own feet without my parents, and so that's what I meant by that. But for me, once I got out to Eugene, man, it was a no-brainer for me. Just being in that community outside of the football program, because you expect You know, you expect them to lay the red carpet out for you, put their best foot forward. They're recruiting. They want you to come to their school. But for me, it was the community that really drew me in. You know, everybody was kind, everybody was nice, everybody spoke to one another. And if you guys are from California, not too many people aren't that pleasant. You know, there's not a lot of people walking down the street speaking, holding random conversations with random people, and that was new to me, and that was something that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be a part of that culture.
Well, Kenyon, man, you had a great run with the Oregon Ducks. It's even gotten better in the NFL, a Super Bowl champion, and now he's giving back to the IE. We love to see this kind of stuff. The Kenyon Barner Football Camp is coming up Saturday, July 7th, the LaSalle Sports Park. Again, the phone number for more information is 951-722-5692, and the camp is absolutely free. Kenyon, thank you for always making time for the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate it. Hey, and best of luck with the Carolina Panthers.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to seeing everybody out there on July the 7th. I'll have a couple special guests with me, so come on out there and have a good time.
Hey, we love to hear that, too. Thanks, Kenyon. We appreciate it, brother.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. That's the great Kenyon Barner, the pride of Notre Dame High School. And, of course, everywhere you go now, you have to introduce him as a Super Bowl champion. You know what I mean? Like, anywhere. Hey, this is my friend, Super Bowl champion. Go to the restaurant. Hey, this is Super Bowl champion Kenyon Barner.
Yeah, that's when you
Super Bowl champ.
You know what you do is you go to Taco Bell or you go to or McDonald's and you go, hey, Super Bowl champion Kenyon Barner here. I would like a double cheeseburger.
Oh, you introduce yourself.
Yes.
Like others introducing.
No. And if he has a big ring, you just walk in and go, Kenyon Barner.
Like Thanos.
Yeah.
Just put the ring out in front.
I've got my Super Bowl championship ring here. I would like a double cheeseburger. And they're going to go, oh, you don't have to pay for a cheeseburger here, my friend. It is free.
Lifetime of free cheeseburgers.
That's the truth. And you get a ring, you are big time.
Now he's back with the Carolina Panthers. We're excited for him down there. The Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM is brought to you by our good friends at Boost Performance Training. If you've eaten too many cheeseburgers like I have, and I know Jeff has.
Oh, I've eaten too many.
You can go to Boost Performance Training. You can work it off. Athletes of all levels and all sports. So lacrosse, track and field, baseball, soccer, football. If you want to be better, faster, stronger, all those things, you can go to Boost Performance Training. BoostTrainingSystems.com is the website. When we come back, Dommy Lee Jones. I didn't say Tommy Lee Jones. We've got a Dommy Lee right here in the IE.
I'm telling you, man, I live vicariously through this guy's social media page. He's a rock star.
Dominic Verrett's going to join us. He's going to talk about the Leela Project, a big charity event coming up this weekend that could have some, Jeff, significant sports stars hanging out.
I'm going to be there?
And I wasn't talking about you might be there, but I wasn't talking about you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We'll be back at your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
You know, sometimes all you need is
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here with Boost Training. We're here at the BPC and it's summertime. We have another Boost Training tip for you. This tip goes out to all the football players. You spent the entire offseason getting strong, putting on weight, getting bigger. Now it's time to make that sports specific and turn it into power. So these next few tips are going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's check it out. Okay, so our first tip of the day is what's called a depth jump. And this is a great drill to turn strength into power that you want to hit as you start getting closer to the season for an off-season football player. So what Cruz is going to do, he's going to take a quick step off the box. He's going to hit the ground as quickly as possible, get up, elevate, and he's going to land on the higher set of boxes here. All right, he's going to have his hips flexed, arms extended. He's going to hold that for a second. He's going to step back down. Here we go, Cruz. Let's hit it. Get up. Nice. Once to hold that position for a second, take a nice depth jump. Great drill to maximize power. There you have it. Now, we just showed you guys a depth jump. Now, one of the things that you can do to progress that and really take it to the next level, you can either elevate the 18-inch box here, all right, or we can elevate the landing box, all right? And remember, the goal here is to minimize ground contact and have a great counter movement, meaning when we hit the ground, we want to bring our arms through, all right? So just one of the things that you can do to make this more difficult and to maximize all those power gains. So that's our boost training tip of the day. Thanks for checking us out again. And make sure you stay up to date with everything that's Boost. Check our schedules, check our videos at our website at www.boosttrainingsystems.com. Check out our Twitter at Boost_training and our Instagram at Boost Training. Grind hard, stay solid.
13:50 a.m. It's Friday. We're going strong here. Kono's in the house with his shoe soup. It's hot on the oven. It's boiling. It's just about ready to go.
You know, he's probably, you know what it's vegetable beef soup.
Chunky beef. Just
Chunky
like the
beef.
real chunky gravy, like kind of dog food looking one.
I thought that was just for the expert.
No.
Jeff,
You are the expert,
cheesy.
Kono.
You
Not
are.
in basketball.
Hey, you said vehemently he's going to get drafted. He's going to play for the Lakers. He's going to play Summer League. He's going to do it all. Guess what, Kono?
What?
He's not doing any of those things. He is now watching from those $120 seats of the JBL.
What would you rather play in, the NBA or the JBL? I think he made it.
He's not making it. He's
No,
playing
he did.
How?
Everybody wants to go to the JBL now.
Hey, did you see how many people were in the bleachers last night?
No.
13.
Nobody.
13 people were in the Citizens Bank Arena watching. Those were the guys, the vendors. I will say this. There's guys that are playing that we know that they should have. Now I'm saying this. They should have gone to college. They should have gone and played JC, worked on their game, instead of now giving up everything for nothing. Nothing.
Listen, we have spent way too much on Jello Ball
You're right.
in the JBA or the JBL or whatever it's called. We have breaking news on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Dodger fans have been holding their breath about Clayton Kershaw. He was scheduled to start for Oklahoma City tomorrow in a rehab assignment. We are hoping to get him out here in the Kook, but instead they assigned him to Oklahoma City. Well, that has changed. Breaking news. Dodger fans around the Inland Empire, Kershaw will start for your Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow against the New York Mets on a nationally televised game against Jacob deGrom and the Amazings.
Jacob deGrom.
That's a great pitching matchup. Kershaw is back, no pun intended, and he's going straight back to the major league.
His nickname is the DeGrominator. I don't know if you guys knew
The
that or not.
DeGrominator?
Yeah.
deGrom.
After he cut off all his hair, he's still
the DeGrominator. He's great.
Hey, Mike Trout's hurt. Did you know that?
his thumb, isn't it?
He's got a thumb.
But he's DHing.
He is Mr.
He's still-
DH.
he's still
and
playing.
still getting on base and scoring runs.
He's the guy.
He is.
The Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM is here every single day from 3 to 6, only because of our fine sponsors like Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, providing you with all of your sporting gear needs. And they can do Letterman's jackets. So if you've got a big sale for your whole team or maybe your whole company, you want matching shirts, polo shirts, sweaters, they can do embroidery, screen printing. They can do it all at Ken Sporting Goods. That's kensportinggoods.com. They are located off the 15 freeway in Norco. We need more shirts. They hooked us up the first time. Blue and orange.
Is that our colors? Is that our team colors? I thought it was blue
you're
and red.
colorblind.
It was not blue.
You thought we were blue and red for the last 4 years.
I did. I'm sorry. I thought it was blue and red.
You're like, it's not blue and red?
Well, I guess not. I just love saying this. I have to say it again. I picture Arnold Schwarzenegger falling into a hole. No, this is what I picture right now.
Okay, I'm trying.
And I just picture him falling in a hole and going, like as Conan the Barbarian. DeGrom! I love saying DeGrom.
Sounds like a Conan Barbarian kind of name, right?
DeGrom. I love it. I just can't stop saying it. I'm going to say it's an earworm the rest of the night. I'm going to go home and say, hey, honey, would you like a beverage? And she's going to say, sure. I'm going to say, anything for you. DeGrom. Big DeGrom. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
I got one of those words that I say all the time to my wife just to annoy her.
You do? What is it?
A long time ago when we were just dating. You know, there's that famous, I think it's Picasso, has that famous painting called Guernica. It's a very famous painting.
Oh, sure.
And I remember I was with her and she said, oh, Guernica. She said it like that, like, oh. So every time, like, she'll say, like, where do you want to go to lunch? I'll say, Guernica. It's like Guernica.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
Oh, it's very famous. I'm very cultured.
Does she like that?
Yes.
Wowzers. It looks like just a bunch of elbows and arms and all over the place.
It's Guernica.
Guernica.
Yeah. So next time you see her, say, hey, Tara.
Guernica. Guernica DeGrom.
We've lost our mind. Hey, speaking of, Let's go straight to the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline. Once again, he's a friend of the show, and he's doing some big things this weekend that we want to tell you about with the Lila Project. Dominic Verrett here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Dom, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How's it going, Pep?
Man, I'm always fired up, and I'm especially fired up for this weekend. You guys are back at it again. It's going to go all down at Dos Lagos. You guys all know where that's at. It's in Corona. Listen, it's the Barbers and Backpacks. It's back, free backpacks, free haircuts. Dom, why do you guys do this at the Lila Project? Why do you give so much of yourself back to the community? And this, again, this is going down at Dos Lagos this Sunday.
Yeah. The things that we try to teach the boys is how to grow through service and how to serve the community. And so with that, we want to show them a good example. So it's a thing that we take pride in. Once a year, it's our baby, and we know how important it is to get a haircut and to be ready for school. And so it's just something that we look forward to every year, and it's a way to bring the community together.
And you do a lot with the foster youth, Dominic, and the Lila Project. I mean, why have you guys targeted that population, the foster kids out there?
There's a ton of young guys, including myself, that needed that guidance, that need guidance along the way. I myself was an assistant for a couple years, 2 years, and I just know how important it is to have somebody to look to for advice and for guidance. And it's one of those things that we love to pour into the boys when it comes to like a Big Brother program.
Now, I don't know if we can give away all your secrets, but there could be some potential star power, right, on Sunday at Dos Lagos for this event for sports stars.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. If Jeff comes, then yeah, he's an A-lister himself.
I'm telling you, I'm a big star here, big star.
Yeah, we have some people that have promised to show up. But you know how that goes with some of these celebrities. They pop in and pop out real quick. But we have a bunch of cool giveaways. We're giving a Dodger ticket. We have some Storms tickets, Lake Elsinore Storm tickets we're giving away. We have a bunch of stuff donated from the Soccer Warehouse because the World Cup's going on. So we got soccer balls and cleats and jerseys, and then we also have Massage Envy donated gift cards, and we have Starbucks gift cards. We're going to be giving away stuff all day.
Well, I'm just going to warn you, Dom, that Jeff is very high maintenance. He's a very big celebrity. He might have some demands, and he's going to come out to the Barbers and Backpacks this Sunday at Dos Lagos.
Yes, my demand is this. I would like a fishbowl filled with green M&Ms. I only eat Hebrew National hot dogs with poppy seed buns and a classic Coke. That's it.
What? I think we can make that happen. I mean, I'm sure Arthur can go run and make something happen for you. He's pretty quick.
All right,
Arthur Burns is quick.
You get Arthur on that, I'm in, buddy. I am in.
Well, Dom, is there anything else that the listeners need to know about this event coming up on Sunday? It's 1 to 5 at Dos Lagos down there in Corona. But what else? Is there anything else that they need to know if they're thinking about coming down, or maybe they want to donate their time or resources?
No, I mean, if they know anyone in the foster care system, or they know a single mom or a single dad that has a kid that needs a haircut or backpack school supplies, we encourage the entire community to come out. The whole focus of the event is to raise awareness. So if they come out, I'd love to see some verses, take some photos, and Friday you cater the event. There's going to be some good food, and I would encourage them to come in. It's first come, first serve, so around 11:30, come check in, meet everybody, and we'll have some cool slides, we'll have video game truck. It's going to be really cool, so I encourage everybody to come out.
And again, some potential big-time sports stars, not named Jeff Gorham or Arthur Burns, but some other ones. Some other ones out there.
Yeah, we have a couple other guys. I want to, as much as I'd love to drop the ball and let everybody know who they are, I really want the focus to be around the boys and around community. So I'm going to keep it hush for right now, but I promise you'll see it on our Instagram.
Well, that's another reason to follow the Lila Project on Instagram and Twitter for the very, very latest. Dom, we always appreciate the time, brother. Good things out there, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Pep. All right, Jeff.
See you, buddy.
Guys.
All right, that's Dominic Verrett, the Lila Project. doing big-time things out there in the IE. The Barbers and Backpacks event this Sunday at Dos Lagos. It's 1 to 5, but like you said, show up early so you can get it all hooked up. Hey, we're going to talk high school football in the next segment, Jeff, but we got about 5 minutes or so. I wanted to spend a little bit of time on LeBron James, and who knows, maybe he'll be there Sunday at the Barbers.
LeBron James. He does live in Southern California, and he's almost the biggest star as I am. And I plan to try to make it over there for at least an hour, but it is Smetty Smed's birthday. So I might have to leave the wife for an hour just to go down and see Dami Lee. Dami Lee makes skinny jeans look sweet.
Skinny jeans.
Yeah, I will sing happy birthday
on
to
the
her.
air?
No.
As Rich Jeff.
That's Rich Jeff. Maybe later in the show.
Maybe at the end.
Maybe if she's
right
listening.
Before you say bye, you can do it.
Bye.
You can do it at the end. Here's the latest on LeBron James, the Cleveland Cavaliers general manager, because let's circle back. We were talking about the Spurs and their GM, R.C. Buford, coming out saying they want to keep Kawhi. They're going to try to mend that fence. Keep everyone happy in San Antonio. So Cleveland's GM, he came out, Kobe Altman. He says, hey, with this whole LeBron James leaving Cleveland, guess what, guys? There's been some really good dialogue between LeBron and the Cavaliers. So, again, we just heard the clip from Jim Carrey that we landed on the moon as we went into this segment. If you're into conspiracy theories, and I know you are, I still think Kawhi might end up in Cleveland with LeBron James.
I do not think that will ever happen because nobody in the world, I mean, they could trade with the Calabasas,
the Gold Diggers.
The Gold Diggers. Nobody, well, maybe they will because there's a couple guys. There's a couple guys on that team that are on the Gold Diggers that were traded. So that does open up some cap space. But I will say this, nobody wants anyone on that roster. No one.
Okay.
Did you hear the point guard that they just drafted last night?
Sexton.
Yes, he said, let's do this.
Let's do this, LeBron.
Let's do this, LeBron.
Do this.
Yeah, but LeBron, remember Wiggins. Wiggins was drafted. Wasn't it Wiggins that was drafted?
Andrew Wiggins.
And when
that would have been a good team.
Yeah, but do you remember when LeBron wrote that letter about Cleveland, why he left? It was the same time that he left to go to Miami. Remember this?
When they drafted Wiggins?
Wiggins, he didn't even mention the youngster. And Wiggins is a much better player than Sexton. Way better. So I don't think LeBron's going to listen to a rookie point guard.
Let's do this.
Who's a okay point guard. Not a great point guard, but okay.
Okay, we can agree that Cleveland has to do something with their roster.
They do.
To keep LeBron. If they're like, yeah, sorry, LeBron, we have no money. We're tied up in all these contracts. We can't make any trades. We're stuck.
Well,
then it's done, right? It's a done deal. Like, why would he stay? But if they're like, hey, LeBron, man, we love this Sexton guy we just drafted. We're going to try to be creative here with some trades and bring some guys in to put around you. I don't know, man. I still feel like there's a chance he's going to stay in Cleveland, and I think there's a chance that Kawhi could be with him, at least for a year.
The reason I don't think it'll happen is, for one, I think it's the salary cap issue. But two, we were talking with Tracy Murray yesterday, longtime NBA, played for a lot of teams, moved around. He was a journeyman in the NBA, you could say. And Cleveland was one of the places he said would not be a destination. You have a destination wedding. You go, I'm going to go to Tahiti. I'm going to go to.
Right.
It is not a destination.
It's not, but
why would
it has LeBron James.
Yeah, but you would leave San Antonio
to play with LeBron.
But you're still leaving San Antonio.
You don't have to
in
live
San Antonio.
there.
Well, you do.
You're barely there.
No, you're not barely there.
You fly in. You play like 2 or 3 home games in a row. You're back on a plane. You're in Milwaukee the next day. You're barely there.
You are not. You are always there. And you go, and you go from San Antonio. And no offense, Clevelandites or whatever they want to call you guys.
You can live in L.A.
No,
you can live in San Diego.
You would have to live in Cleveland. And there's a couple cities in America that I look at, and no offense to these cities or the people that are my friends that no offense.
With all due respect,
I would not want to live in Detroit. I would not want to live in Cleveland. Sorry, Smetty Smedberg. Buffalo, bad places. I'm talking all sports. And San Antonio. Blah.
Oh, the Riverwalk, Tex-Mex food, all the good stuff.
And I don't think I could live it. I had tried to live in Utah. And no offense to those guys, but it's just too damn cold. It looks really pretty from a window, but when you walk outside and you fall on your ass 16 times a day because you're wearing tennis shoes.
You don't have to live there. You're just working there.
You do have to live there.
No, you just
have to be a part of the community, or else the community will not support you.
Do you still get your paycheck?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, you don't have to live
He's
there.
not going. Kawhi Leonard
LeBron's
will never go to Cleveland. You know what? Do you want to?
It's not his choice.
Would you like to make a wager? We already got Shoe Guy over here. Would you, would you like some
I am
shoe
not
soup?
eating soup out of your shoe,
No,
Jeff. So if
let's
that's
see.
what you're hinting at, no.
Hey, I have a really big belly button. We could do body shots off of Jeff.
That's the worst.
Yeah, that's even worse than the shoe.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
My belly button holds 12 fluid ounces.
Is it very cavernous?
Oh, it's very. You could put your whole thumb in there. You could put maybe your elbow. Come on. You could do a body shop off of Jeff. It's summertime.
You're telling me you want me to fill up your belly button with
any
beef stew soup,
and you gotta take a shot. Yeah.
We got to get out of this segment.
That's really bad.
We gotta,
Just picture that. I want you to picture that in your head.
When we come back, we'll talk a little high school football. Again, the breaking news that Dennis Brown will be the new head football coach at JW North, plus our exclusive interview with Derek Johnson, the former head coach at Notre Dame. He's now at San Bernardino Valley College.
Does he have a large belly button?
That did not come up.
I have a large belly button, and if you'd like to make a wager, LeBron James does not go to Cleveland.
I will make you a wager, but it's not going to involve your belly button.
All right.
We'll be back.
We'll think of something else.
It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Don't think you fooling us because we saw you at our practice and I know you stole our routine.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about because we've always done our own cheers. Right, girls?
That's right. Well, then you...
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here. We're back at the BPC continuing our series on building power. Today we're going to demonstrate a speed squat, and there's three aspects of this. There's a slow eccentric, an isometric, and a fast concentric. Now, concentric is going on the way up, and it's got to be fast and explosive as possible. So what Zach's going to do is going to get under the bar. All right, those thumbs around Zach. All right, he's going to go ahead and lift off. He's going to give me a 2-1-X tempo. He's going to go down slow, pause, then fast up. Good. What I'm really looking for here is bar speed. All right, that pause. And like I said, we're working three different elements of strength, right? We got that slow eccentric on the way down, that pause, and then fast up. This is a great drill to turn all that strength gain in the offseason to power. So like I said, this is a great drill that actually works on three different aspects of strength. All right, we got that slow eccentric going down. We got that isometric pause, that fast concentric going up. So while it maximizes power, we're still hitting three different elements of strength. We do it right here at Boost. Today's tip is all about the speed squat, and what I want to talk about is how we progress this exercise here at Boost. So we showed you guys a 2-1-X tempo that was going down for 2 seconds, pause one, and then that fast concentric coming up. So what we'll do is over time, we'll play with the tempos a little bit, and we'll go from a 2-1-X tool, 1-1-X tempo, going down 1 second, pausing for 1 second, coming up. Or we go with an X1-X tempo with a quick eccentric, isometric contraction, and then we'll come up with the fast concentric. So a lot of different ways that we like to progress our athletes. Building strong and powerful athletes is what we do right here at Boost. Grind hard, stay solid.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
This Sunday, the Lila Project, the Barbers and Backpacks event for the foster youth out there. Give them a clean look, right? With a nice haircut and a backpack and school supplies.
Can they give me a haircut?
On the sides.
Hey, I do need one because my clippers broke. I have to go buy some new clippers this weekend.
Oh, I got clippers.
You do?
I can cut your hair.
I would love for you to cut my hair.
I just cut my hair. Does it look good?
It looks fantastic.
Look at that.
That looks like a whole 25-cent job right there. Perfect. It's a great looking cut.
Oh, you know what? We got Kono in the house, who's our fact checker, producer, editor, writer. Do me a favor. Wait, before let me thank Catalano Motors, and then I'm gonna have him do some math for us. Beep, boop, boop, boop. The Inland Sports Show is proudly brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona, off of Temescal Canyon Road. If you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get $500 off. That's all you got to do. Say, hey, the Inland Sports Show sent me. They're like, okay, $500 off. Anything you want on the lot. We make it that easy because we're here to help. We love the IE. We're here to help you guys, and we love Catalano Motors. In Corona, off of Temescal Canyon Road, CatalanoCars.com. All right, here's the deal. You guys laugh at me because I cut my own hair.
I cut my own hair, too.
I go out
I'm with you.
Oh, yeah, you just shave your head.
Yeah.
I go out in the garage with my clippers, and I do it to it. Drop some 2s, drop some 3s and 4s on it. And I cut my own hair. So here's the deal.
How many links are on that thing?
I got it goes up to, wait, hold on. 2, like a 6, maybe like a 4 right here.
Hey, you do it in the garage because you did it once in your bathroom and your wife said, don't ever do that in here again? Honestly.
No, honestly, I used to do it outside. and I don't have I don't have a good power, like a plug-in for power outside. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do it in the garage.
So if you do it outside, though,
then
you don't
I
have to
sweep it up. I don't leave it there.
Well, you don't have to if you're just windy day. I always would shave my head outside during the windy day. No joke. 'Cause I don't want to go around and sweep it up in my little butler and my broom. No way. No way, man. Just let it flow in the wind.
How often? Okay, Greg Holla, Kono. How often do you guys get a haircut? Every 2 weeks? Well, you hardly cut your hair.
I was gonna say I would do like 3 weeks if I was gonna be a regular.
Okay, let's just say let's be generous. We'll say 3 weeks.
Yep.
Okay. I have not probably paid for a haircut since 2003.
I have not paid for
Well,
one
I want to do some math.
91.
So that's 15 years. So how many weeks in a year? 52?
Yeah.
So let's do 52 divided by 3. If you do it so that's how many haircuts per year is that? 17.3. Okay, 17.3 times 15. That's 15 years. How many haircuts is that in 15 years?
260.
All right, we'll say 260. 260 haircuts. How much is a haircut these days? 260 times 15.
Okay.
Okay, this is how much money I have saved.
I got you, though.
In cutting my own hair since 2003. How much?
$3,899.99.
Hey. Okay, now let's do me.
Okay.
Since 1991, how many years is that?
You do the math on that
I can't. That's a long time.
What is that, 27 years?
27 years. 27.
So 27 times 50. How many weeks in a year?
52.
52.
Divided by 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Times 15? Is that what we did?
Yeah, $15 per haircut.
And then times 15 again, right?
Yes.
No, wait, that's not right. You guys screwed it up.
Did we screw it up? Yeah, I don't think we saved $105,000.
You did.
No.
No.
Wow. I think it's half of that. No.
Here, I'm going to do it for you real quick. Okay, so
I have not shaved.
How many years has it been?
27 years.
Okay, 27 years times
being bald.
17.3 haircuts per year. That's 467 haircuts times 15. You saved just over 7,000.
Yeah!
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go buy a fountain. Holy cow, that's a lot of cash. Yeah. Between you and I, we could go on a world cruise. We could.
Oh, we could go on a great vacation with all the hair we saved.
Oh, my golly. Yeah, I shave. I used to shave every day with the Bic, get in the shower, but now I'm just lazy. I got 3 kids. I don't want to do anything.
Hat.
Just hat.
Hence the hat.
When I wear a hat, I haven't shaved. And then it looks like the oh, no, it's
what are you producing over there, Jeff?
I'm producing weird stuff. Look at me. I look like a creepy guy. When I grow my hair out, I'm creepy. It looks like a cul-de-sac up top. It does.
About to get creepy up in here.
It's very creepy.
Hey, let's talk a little high school football for the next 6-7 minutes here on the Inland Sports Show. The big breaking news, we had it off the top of the show, that a lot of folks that we trust very much in the high school football world. Everyone's telling us that Dennis Brown will be the new head football coach at JW North. We all know Dennis Brown comes from a very famous local football family. He's been everywhere. Took Poly to a CIF championship game, at least in my run. In 2014, Inland Division Championship, they lost that one to Redlands East Valley, but he's had a lot of success. He's been an AD. He's been an assistant principal, and everyone's telling us he's going to be the new head football coach at JW North. Also, so last night I went to San Bernardino Valley College, checked out a little summer practice. Ran into Derek Johnson, the former head coach at Notre Dame High School.
Yes, that guy. Former NFL player as well.
He played for the 49ers. He's the big deal. And now he's at SBVC helping out with the DBs. They got a great coaching staff out there at San Bernardino Valley College. And plus, a lot of the players that I saw, kind of like an all-star team. I was looking around. I'm like, oh, man, that guy's good. That guy's good. That guy's from Poly. That guy's from Cajon. I mean, they got some dudes out there. So I had a chance to talk to Derek Johnson for a couple minutes, the former Notre Dame head coach, now at SBVC. He's excited to be out there, and he loves the culture, what they're building out there with the Wolverines and Coach Algadas. Here's Derek Johnson, formerly of Notre Dame, now at San Bernardino Valley College.
Coaching for a great head coach who's got a lot of vision and passion and wants to build this thing into something great, so I get an opportunity to do that. The kids are amazing. These are a lot of high caliber elite D1 athletes that did not get an opportunity at that time, so they get to earn one at this level. The coaching experience, the coaching IQ, everything's just so much better, a lot more fast paced, and you know, I'm just really excited to be a part of it.
Got some Notre Dame guys out here too. I look around, I feel like it's almost like an all-star team out here. I see all these guys together.
Oh, well, you know, it's family. It's family. So if you do a good job and you build a relationship with these kids in the community and you give them another opportunity for them to continue to do what they love to do, and you know, it's a passion of theirs and mine, and the relationships are good, so it's exciting to see some of these guys out here.
Do these guys come up to you? I know there's some young bucks out here, but they're like, you played in the NFL? Like, you played for the Huskies? Like, I mean, like, these guys are young. Like, I don't know if they have to Google your name or whatever, but
oh, they've already Googled me. They've watched my highlight film, and you know, it's an opportunity for them to just trust the process, trust the technique, believe in themselves, and try to achieve that dream of playing in the league and being the best they can be. So it's definitely, these guys bust my chops about it. I do push-ups every day at practice. They see I'm pedaling before, I'm running a mile after practice. So it's pretty fun for them to see me energetic, vibrant, and in shape. So it's fun. We're having some fun today.
Coaching formerly of Notre Dame High School here on the Inland Sports Show. Kind enough to do a quick little interview after practice last night. And I should mention, Sports Weekly on IEMG TV is going to return, I think, in like 2 weeks. We take like the month of June off. It goes dark. We don't do anything. And so we're gonna ramp it back up in the month of July, so like the middle of July. So we'll have more on SBVC football, Derek Johnson, and of course Daniel Algadas, the head football coach of the Wolverines. We've had Derek Johnson. We've had the Lila Project. We had Kenyon Barner. But now it's going to really get juicy. He's probably the most famous Notre Dame alum we've ever had.
He is.
The great Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise will join us next on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're live and amplified every single weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. on the local sports leader. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. You can spoil yourself and your car. It's Friday. It's 5 o'clock. There's probably a lot of traffic out there. Just stop off at Spoiled off of Alessandro Boulevard. Get your oil changed and your wiper fluid topped off. That's what Greg Holla did. Ask for the Greg Holla special. I'm not sure what it is, but they'll give it to you. At Spoiled, quick quality oil change. Greg Holla did go there.
He did.
That's a true story.
Hey,
That's a true story.
I walked over to Greg Holly yesterday. I saw him getting out of his truck, and I saw the Spoiled sticker.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's like, hey, he did go to Spoiled. Good for him.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell a different story.
No.
I walked over to his truck.
Hey.
No, he's probably in there like playing canasta or something, like he's checking the gram. Right now, we've got Jim Alexander, Press Enterprise sports columnist. He was with the Clippers last night, right? But we're a lot more fun than the Clippers, right?
Oh, of course.
Of course. Let's go there first.
I can get a straight answer from you guys.
Yeah. Well, at least from me. I can't speak.
Well, I give it straight. It always comes out weird, but it's straight.
It starts out straight and it winds up going in about 9 different directions.
Yes, it does.
Well, we were following the draft with Tracy Murray yesterday, and Jeff and Tracy too were both high on Mo Wagner, and the Lakers got him. We're like, wow, it fell right into their lap. Perfect fit for the Lakers. That's what Jeff was hoping to see. That's what Tracy Murray was hoping to see.
Before you continue,
yes.
Did you see him when UCR was at Michigan?
I called the game there, Jim.
I mean, did you? What impression did you have that night?
I said the first shot he took was a fade away from beyond the
like 24 feet.
It was like 24 feet. It was like a turnaround on Menno Dykstra, who's a 7-footer, and I said, okay, that guy's a pro. And it was just the release point of his shot, the quickness, how he got it off, and just the tenacity. He's kind of an angry guy. He's one of those guys that the Lakers need. He's kind of a jerk, but in a good way. You've got to have a guy if you have a scorer, you've got to have a scorer's mentality, and he's that guy. I think he's a good stretch 4. If he takes the ball out of bounds and they're going to run, somewhat of a system where they're going to try to get shots off quickly, he's a guy that can reverse, that you have to guard. It will open up the lanes for the other guys, the other guards, depending on who they have, because you can't help off of him because he's too deadly from beyond the arc. Plus, he can rebound. People said his defense isn't very good. I completely disagree. I think he has the opportunity to be a very good defensive player. In the NBA, he's just going to get better and stronger as the years go. So good draft pick.
But will he stay with the Lakers? See, that's the thing all through the draft, especially the first round, and you're seeing trades get made. And, the Clippers trading for Shea Gilgeous Alexander. I can figure out that
the last name you got.
Yeah,
Alexander.
Yeah, and like I said, if he's any good, we'll adopt him. If he's not good, then he's not family. But I mean, you're looking at that and you're thinking, are these guys actually going to proceed with the teams that draft them? Because even after the draft, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of possibilities for the Lakers in particular. Possible sign and trades. I mean, who's to say he's not going to be a chip?
Yeah, and the 3 guys that the Lakers did draft were all shooters. So good sign. If you're looking at the Lakers maybe as using these guys as role guys off the bench that can help them when they do bring in whomever they bring in, or they could, like I said, they could use them as trade bait because they are 3 quality shooters.
Now, what happens, and I'm curious about this, what happens with the Lakers fan base if nothing happens this summer? If they strike out on LeBron, if they strike out on Paul George, if they strike out on Kawhi, if they're basically bringing back this cast,
I think
what happens? Is there going to be an insurrection in Laker Nation?
I think I'm probably going to get yelled at, and people are going to go crazy when I say this, but you got to hold Earvin Magic Johnson accountable, and that's the big thing. He was brought in to bring in free agents. This is put up or shut up, and I hate to say that against one of my all-time favorite players, but it's Magic Johnson's job to lose. If he doesn't bring in the players, I think guys like me, guys like Greg, local Laker fans here are going to be disappointed because we've had Kareem, we've had Shaq, we've had Kobe, we've had Wilt, we've had all of these great players that have fallen into the laps of the Lakers via politics. Being a great general manager, playing chess, but they've always been able to get guys. If they don't get them, hold Magic Johnson accountable.
But then you got to understand that this is a different environment. This is a different era. This is not the 70s or the 80s or even the 90s when the Lakers still had cachet because of the championship banners and because of Showtime and because they were LA. Now, I mean, they're just another team.
Yeah, they're a below under team, and that's been the tough thing for if you're a Laker fan. You're watching these young guys, and you gotta like that they've improved over the last couple of years. But I would, as a fan, I would sell everybody, get 3 guys or 2 guys, even 1 guy, because I think if you land
5 on 5, Jeff,
but
if
you land LeBron James, you're gonna get those. You're gonna get guys who are gonna want to come play in Los Angeles and have a shot. Like Tracy Murray said, being in L.A., New York, you are a rock star. You're an A-list celebrity. Guys like, I think J.J. Redick would be great in the Lakers system. A guy that's at the tail end of his career, signing for that veterans minimum exception, whatever it may be. He could lock in there and help this team. Just to be a champion in Los Angeles changes the landscape of players.
Okay, but here's the other thing. If you get a LeBron, you're talking, what, 3 years max? Maybe 4 years? And you're willing to give up guys that are going to be around a while.
Yes.
Are you willing? Are you willing to make that trade with the devil?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am for championships at the time. Yes, I really am. It sounds bad, but it's been too long. Watching games as a young kid and watching championships. Pep, I've seen a lot of championships. I have. You have not. I'm telling you, it is a wonderful, wonderful feeling to be a fan of a team that you know is the best in the world. So yeah, I honestly, I'd sell the farm to get a couple championships right now.
Yeah, and I think for all of us who were around when the NBA Finals were in LA every year, seemingly, when every June. I mean, you remember that. You remember what it was like. You remember what it took to get there. It's just such a different environment.
It is.
Now.
It is.
You don't have to go to a big city to be a superstar.
No, I remember when the Lakers were playing in these World Championships. I remember not being able to sleep the night before. That's how I think everybody was. It wasn't a time of social media. It was, hey, I can't sleep because I know there's a Laker game tomorrow night. It was fun, especially when they were playing in the championship. It was an event. Now you can look at your phone and go, okay, I can figure this out. But it wasn't at that time. It was listening to Chick Hearn. It was listening to your transistor radio as you're riding your bike around. It was just a good time. I want it back.
I can't. Oh,
the doors closed, the lights out, the eggs are cooled, the butter's getting hard, and the Jell-O is jiggling.
We've talked a lot about the Lakers, but Jim was deeply embedded, deeply hunkered down with the Clippers last night. Jim, here's the deal. Just to reiterate what we said off the top of the show, that they like to grade these drafts like right after it's over. And fair, to be fair, like probably wait 2-3 years maybe down the road to see like, okay, did this actually pan out? Did we make the right picks? But nevertheless, all the big media outlets, they love to do the grades right after the draft for every single team. And I was telling Jeff, I looked at several of them. They gave the Lakers an A because they love Mo Wagner and they needed some size. There was one team that got a D. That was the Clippers.
Who gave them that?
It was CBSSports.com.
Okay, because I saw the Bleacher Report list, and they gave them and the Lakers both C's.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, go to CBS Sports. That's one of them I saw.
And you're right. I mean, how can you grade? I mean, Lawrence Frank, the Clippers president of basketball operations, gets up there and starts gushing about these guys, and this guy's a grinder, and he has a great attitude and a great work ethic, and we were so impressed when we saw him, and yada yada yada. Every executive in every camp was saying the exact same things last night. We got the guy we really wanted. Okay,
that's what you're supposed to say, though, right?
That's what you're supposed to say. I mean, that's you have tickets to sell. This is part of what the draft is. It's creating optimism, even for the teams at the bottom of the league. The idea that okay, make a couple or 3 moves and you can be right there. Maybe true, maybe not true. But I take everything I hear on draft night with a grain of salt.
Well, let me ask you this. So, yourself and all the newspaper reporters that were there when the picks were coming in for the Clippers, was there a sense of, like, oh, that's interesting? Like Michael Porter Jr. was still out there. Was it like, oh, that's kind of, curious why they went in that direction? Or are you just there like, okay, I'm just reporting the news. Yeah, they selected this guy, and I'm not going to think too much about it.
We're all thinking of that. And, we're watching the ESPN feed, and we're all looking at Twitter and seeing all the picks get broken before Adam Silver goes up to the podium, which I thought was beautiful. But it's all the same narrative. I mean, what's unfolding, who's going to trade with who. I mean, the poor kid who got traded by the who got picked by the 76ers and then got traded to Phoenix.
The Philadelphia native,
The Philadelphia
right?
native whose mom works
Yeah.
in the 76ers HR office, and they had the wonderful interview, the heartfelt thoughts.
It was all gone.
You know, she's just so happy that he's part of the 76ers family. Less than an hour later, thud. The rug has been pulled out from under that narrative, and he's on his way to Phoenix.
One more question in this segment before we wrap this up. You touched on it, the fact that all the NBA insiders on social media, and I'm thinking Adrian Wojnarowski was the best at it because his choice of words for every tweet. He did not say, the Lakers are selecting Mo Wagner. He would say things like, the Lakers have a deep inclination of selecting. It was like everyone was different, too.
He left himself just enough wiggle room to kind of, okay, technically he's observing the mandate that you don't break these early. But in fact,
before
he's
the
breaking them early.
commish gets on the stage, right?
I was thinking at some point, you know, his use of the language, we ought to have him do a word off with Doc Emmerich, the hockey announcer, who loves to all those adjectives and descriptive phrases.
It was great, and every single one was different. There's a heavy desire for Michael Porter to end up with the Knicks.
I didn't see Woj use the term pitchfork, so maybe Doc has him there, but
he's got his own
awesome.
Terms that he used.
It was pretty awesome. Yeah.
All right, we come back. We'll have more with Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise. We're going to talk about Clayton Kershaw. He will start for the Dodgers tomorrow. Who knew? We'll also talk about Mike Trout. And also, we never talk about the Padres on here, but you were talking about the Padres and the process. Mm-hmm. Is the process going to pay off in San Diego? We'll talk about that as well with Jim Alexander when we come back. This is your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. brings out the Beatles
God
of the
it's
Big
Friday.
West Conference, the mighty, mighty Bosstones here on the Inland Sports Show. Welcome back to Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, the local sports leader every single day, live and amplified 3 to 6 p.m. We're brought to you by our good friends at Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs, and they can do Letterman's jackets as well. Ken Sporting Goods off the 15 freeway in Norco. Just turn on Hamner. You can't miss it. All right, we're talking with Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise, sports columnist. We talk a little hoops and NBA draft. Now let's talk baseball. Because, Jim, I was caught off guard. And I think you were too when the news broke this afternoon that Clayton Kershaw was going to bypass a rehab assignment with AAA Oklahoma City and go straight to the Dodgers on Saturday at the Mets. Were you surprised?
I was a little surprised, although I know that I mean, it's pretty common knowledge he doesn't like those rehab assignments. And if he has a chance, he'd rather pitch in the big league. And I suspect what happened was he talked Dave Roberts out of it. Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm ready. I can go. And so they plugged him into that Saturday slot, which happens to be against DeGrom, the best pitcher in the National League right now with Mets, on Fox.
That's a great pitching matchup. It's national television. It's a match made in heaven. But
amazing. Imagine that.
My concern is the last time we saw Kershaw coming off the DL, he also bypassed a rehab assignment and went right back to the DL. So I thought, you know what? They're going to play it safe this time. They're definitely going to send him to the minors for a rehab game, at least one. And they're doing the same thing. They're like, nope, all right, we're going to shoot you back to the majors.
That's what I thought, too. Evidently, when Roberts was talking to the beat writers before tonight's game, he mentioned weather conditions as a factor because there was talk that Oklahoma City is in Omaha, and they were saying, well, there's a 40% chance of rain in Omaha. Okay, that's nice. As Bill Plunkett of the Southern California News Group pointed out, there's an 80% chance of rain tomorrow.
We might not see Kershaw.
Well, and I made this point. It's going to be clear and dry in Rancho Cucamonga where the Quakes are playing
and
San Jose
they're home,
night.
yeah.
They're
the Quakes
home.
are home.
Yeah.
Too late to change those travel itineraries, right?
Yeah, and I don't think Fox would be happy with that either.
Let's go to the Halos right now because Mike Trout, you know what the WAR rating is. It's kind of like your plus minus over the course of an entire season. Like, how do you impact a game? The wins that you bring to your team, right? Is that safe to say when you talk about a WAR rating?
I think so. WAR is very overrated in some quarters, in my opinion. I mean, it's sort of a vague stat. What you're doing is you're taking the baseline, if I have this correctly, and I might not, but you're taking basically the baseline of all players in the major leagues, and then you take, like, what's the league average or what have you.
Yes.
And then a particular player, you stack his stats up against the league average, and you've got some kind of statistical formula.
It's very convoluted, right?
It's very convoluted. I don't think anybody's exactly positive how it's done. It's not like batting average where it's number of hits divided into number of at bats.
It's a lengthy equation with a lot of different stats that factor into it.
It's vague. It's really vague.
I was trying to boil it down. Here's what I came up with. So first off, WAR is wins above replacement. And what it means is a single number that presents the number of wins that player adds to their team above, let's say, another player playing that same position.
Right. But how do you quantify?
It's really hypothetical. I don't know.
It is hypothetical. I mean, to me, and the sabermetricians hate the traditional stats. Batting average, slugging percentage, on base not so much because on base percentage is, that's the new black. But my feeling is those stats or RBI, they tell you something. They tell you what happened. They tell you what you saw in the box score. It's easy to go back and find, to go back and look at a guy's at bats, and you can see that, okay, Trout was 2 for 31 during a stretch in May. I mean, how, the WAR, and I appreciate it, and it is useful in a lot of respects, but I've always got that kind of feeling that, number one, if I have to use more than a sentence to explain it to my readers, I'm not going to pay that much attention to it. And number two, there's just this. I still have credibility problems with it because how do you come to this figure?
Exactly.
How do you get that number?
Well, listen, I want to continue this conversation, and we will right now. But when Liam Simmons, assistant UCR basketball coach, calls in, we're going to go to the hotline. But the WAR, for me, and I only bring this up because there's math nerds out there that love this stuff. And they've calculated that Babe Ruth has the best WAR of all time in a single season. But Mike Trout right now is on pace to have the highest WAR rating, meaning he's impacting the game more than any other player before him. You've seen Mike Trout. You write about Mike Trout. Is this his best season ever?
I would say so, just because he is getting on base at an ungodly level. It's unbelievable.
He has been unbelievable. We'll talk more about Mike Trout. I also want to get to the Padres process, if this is actually going to pan out for San Diego one day in the right direction. But right now, let's go to the spoiled, quick quality oil change celebrity hotline. It's UC Riverside assistant basketball coach Liam Simmons. Join us here on the Inland Sports Show. How are you, Coach Simmons?
Celebrity hotline. I love it.
Yeah, of course. You're big time.
I woke up this morning as a regular guy, and then, I'm about to go eat. I'm a celebrity. So hopefully they can get me a good table, man, because my status has gone up. So.
Hey, tonight you can go anywhere in Riverside and get a dinner table anywhere you want. You don't need reservations. You just show up, say, hey, Liam Simmons, I'll take that table over there. The place could be packed. It doesn't matter.
I'll be washing dishes in the back, and then I'll put the bill on you.
Well, Coach Simmons, you and Big Jeff Gorham over here, you guys are teaming up with the Highlanders to bring the camp next week. Are you excited about that?
We are really excited bringing camps back to Riverside. And, Coach Patrick, new head coach, he's brought a lot of energy to the area and the program. And, this is probably the one area of our summer that we are most excited. We had an elite camp last week and sold that out. We had limited spots, and we had people that we had to turn away and tell them to come back in August. So 70 people at elite camp, mini Highlanders camp starting on Monday. Parents can sign up online, davidpatrickbasketballcamps.com, or they can come to the gym on the day and sign up. But, it's going to be a lot of fun and something that we're taking a lot of pride in and trying to give back to the community through the game of basketball.
Yeah, the camp will be starting next Monday. It's for boys and girls ages 5 to 13. It's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and you check in at the Johnson Family Practice Center, which is the old gym on UC Riverside's campus. And like Coach just said, you can reach through David Patrick basketballcamps.com, or you can actually reach Coach Magpayo, which is Magpayo, MAGPAYO at UCR.edu if you are interested as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, Coach Simmons, we're excited about the camp, but listen, the big news is that Ben Simmons, your brother, was on campus at UCR, hanging out, putting up some shots. I mean, is there any downtime for the star of the 76ers? Is he right back in the gym, including here in Riverside, getting up shots and just trying to get better?
I think he's had that second round loss gave him plenty of time off to watch the final. So you got to get back after it and get in the gym. And fortunately for us, we have such fantastic facilities at UCR. He came up and made a visit. Some people that were kind of walking around were trying to figure out if it was, and then by the time they figured out it was, he was gone. Everyone except for Taps. Taps figured out who it was, and they gave him a ticket. So.
They gave him a ticket?
They gave him 2 tickets. You got to have those. You got to have the parking passes, Coach. If you don't have the parking passes, then you're going to get fined. So
they're very
UCR. I have to go up to the Taps doing their job.
There's no. Yeah, I mean, I think even Jeff and I, when we go out there and do the basketball games, if we don't have a parking pass, they're crazy about it.
Yeah, they'll go after us.
They will get you. They will regulate on the spot. It doesn't matter what car you're driving or who you are. So
they got to make budget, right? And the parking fines are a big part of that.
Now, there's no status. There's no status. You are who you are.
Okay, now, Coach, I got to give you a little grief here. Your brother's one of the best players in the NBA, but is TMZ following you around too?
Me? if they are, then they're not going to get very much. They might get us at Old Spaghetti Factory spilling some juice on the ground or having trouble with the door as I'm pushing the stroller out. But I hope they're not. They're wasting time. It is a phenomenal deal where he is getting followed, and there's a lot going on there. But that's part and parcel. If you spend your summer in LA, I guess that's what's going to happen. So you can't be shocked. You just got to deal with it the best you can.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I'm going to try to get as close to you as possible, because I want to be at like the Simmons household at Christmas. It'll be a who's who.
Well, if you come to a Simmons Christmas, you better bring your extra pair of skins, because we hold no bar, and it is an interesting couple of days, because you really get broken down. My lack of hair now has been brought to my attention several Christmases in a row. So it's a fun time, and you don't know who's going to pop up at Christmas, but Pep, you don't know who's going to pop up at basketball camps either. So if you're a mini Highlander and you coming out, you never know who might walk through the gym. Coach Patrick's coached a slew of NBA players, and they all adore him and appreciate the work they did with him. And who knows who's going to walk through that door and be part of the program on any given day.
Man, look at this. King of the Segway, Liam Simmons, coach at UCR, going straight from the Christmas, dining table straight to the camp. And, yeah, there could be some very huge names on campus at UCR.
Well, you know who the biggest name's going to be, Coach?
Don't say yourself.
Jeff Gorham. I will be there bright and early.
I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. I want to keep that a secret. But
yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
You just depressed the camp registration.
I did. I'm excited.
Coach McFire's email is just about to go red hot right now. Like, it was teetering, and then flaming hot right there.
Well, the camp, for more information, you can still register, davidpatrickbasketballcamps.com. It's going to get cracking on Monday. They've got several camps over the course of June and a couple more in July into August. Coach Simmons, we always appreciate the time, but seriously, save a spot for Jeff at the Simmons Christmas table.
I'll be there.
Hey, we're more than welcome, as long as you know how to cut a turkey, because none of us know how to do that very well. We can all shoot the ball. We can all play basketball. We can't all shoot the
We're good at basketball, not so much the turkey. Thank you, Coach Simmons. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. I was
Ben Simmons hanging out.
I want to say this. I didn't want to put him on the spot. I did went around a roundabout way.
You were nice.
Kendall Jenner was at UCR the other day.
Oh, yeah. Everyone was taking pictures.
She
was on Twitter.
It was all over social media. Yes. So that's why TMZ is going to start following Liam around. Who knows who he's got around.
Let's hope that if TMZ shows up on UCR's campus, they get some parking tickets.
You're darn right.
That'll bring some money into the conference.
That's so funny. Ben Simmons. He got 2, right?
Yeah.
Did he say 2? All right, we come back. We're going to...
He can afford them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's okay. We'll talk more baseball. We got to round up this Mike Trout conversation, plus the Padres process with Jim Alexander. We'll be back. It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast. Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Hurt. What's that? My fingers hurt.
Oh, well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Anybody else's fingers hurt? I didn't think so.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Jeff Jam. Carol Crow. Yeah. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. This segment brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports, everyone's going to Boost Performance Training. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Twitter. BoostTrainingSystem.com, the website. All right, so Mike Trout, we were talking about the best player in the game having his best season ever. It sure seems like it, right, Jim?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the way he's been getting on base, like, good for 3 or 4 a night, whether it's by a hit or a walk.
Yeah, I know some people say, well, the Angels are wasting his prime.
And I said that.
You say that too?
Yeah.
They started off so well. Everyone was so optimistic.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, because we expected coming out of spring training that they were going to be pretty good because they'd made moves. They'd attempted to kind of...
Even outside of Ohtani, they were making moves.
And Ohtani, you didn't know what you were going to get coming out of spring training. But they seem to have their starting lineup in order. Pitching, there's always the matter of, are a couple of guys going to be able to bounce back? But, geez, right now they have 8 pitchers on the disabled. I mean...
Sounds like the Dodgers.
yeah, and I mean, that's tough to deal with. I mean, their starting rotation is in tatters. Their bullpen's in tatters. And yet, when I wrote that column about Trout this week, I got a bunch of emails from people saying, yeah, nice that you talked about Trout, but fire Scioscia. He's the problem.
Oh, really?
There's a significant segment of the fan base that seems to think that Mike Scioscia is the reason that they haven't been in the postseason.
See, I don't agree with that. Call me crazy, but I don't agree with that. Do you agree with that?
No,
okay.
I don't. I don't think it would do any good.
Yeah.
Even if you did.
No, and everybody likes Mike Scioscia. I mean, he's a player's manager. You never hear anything bad about him. But like you said, the pitching, everybody hurt. The middle relief, though, from the get-go has just been abysmal. It'd be nice to see them have a pitcher go a little longer than 5 or 6 innings just so we can get to a closer.
And some of that's got to be on the general manager, too. I mean, and constructing a bullpen is probably the biggest challenge any team has because, you never know from year to year. You may have somebody like Kenley Jansen who's the lights-out closer that you can depend on. But even those are rare. It fluctuates so much from year to year. I mean, it's like what the Dodgers do. They just get a bunch of bargain basement guys and throw them out there and see who emerges. That's almost like what you have to do.
Max Muncy.
Yeah.
But I mean, from a bullpen standpoint in particular, I mean, Billy Beane said this years ago that it's foolish to overpay a relief pitcher because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. By the way, Mike Trout, game number 1,000 in his big league career last night, and the Angels are taking on the Blue Jays again tonight. We got 3 minutes here, Jim. The Padres. I can't remember the last time the Padres were good. They're in this.
That would be 2010 when they
did they make the playoffs?
When they came down. No, but they came down to the last game of the season in San Francisco and lost and didn't make the playoffs, and the Giants wound up winning the whole thing.
You wrote about this process that they're going through. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel on this process? Is there something happening in San Diego?
I think, they're better. They are assembling talent. Most of that talent is still in the lower levels of the minor leagues. I mean, there's, Fernando Tatis Jr., who is their centerpiece. He's the shortstop that's going to be the guy that they build around, I think, eventually. I mean, he's in Double-A right now. You've got a bunch of pitchers who are in the Baseball America top 100 prospects list. And most of them are in Double-A, Single-A, and lower. So, I mean, it's hard to ask a fan base to be as patient as the Padres fan base has been asked to be over all these years. I mean, and, especially in San Diego, where the Padres are now basically the only team in town.
They're the big show.
They are the big show, and at some point, you need to deliver on this. You need to give your fans that product, that contention. What I found interesting, they got to within 4.5 games earlier this week because the National League West was a zoo.
Yeah, not real strong. Yeah, Arizona was tanking at the time.
Yeah. I mean, everybody was struggling, so they won a few series and won a bunch of games and kind of clawed their way up. And some radio people down there were speculating, well, are they a contender now?
That faded fast, right?
Yeah, right. And they've kind of come back to earth.
And the Dodgers are getting hot.
They're better than they were. You see signs of progress, but they're still a long way away. I mean, I think if they can get up to third place in 2019, that's an improvement. That's an achievement. That gives them something to sell. But I think realistically,
as a fan, some hope.
Right. I think realistically, they've said 2020 is the year when they hope to be firing on all cylinders. And when I talked to Andy Green after the game Wednesday, a lot of managers, if you couch a question in terms of, well, you're not in contention yet, some of them will get their back up. But I think Andy is pretty realistic. He understands what the situation is, what the process is. The one thing I asked him, how many of those guys in that clubhouse do you think will be here when you get to 2020 and supposedly contention? And he said, well, hopefully most of them.
Yeah,
but he's got to say that.
You got to keep it in place.
Yeah.
Jim, we always appreciate the time. We got to bounce here in this segment. We got to get out of the way for Quakes baseball coming up very, very soon. When we come back, we'll wrap up this show. A big thanks to Jim Alexander, sports columnist from the Press Enterprise. We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
gonna eat you. I'm bigger than you. I'm higher in the food chain. Get in my belly.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Guernica! We're almost done with the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Another week down, Pep. Another week down.
It feels real good. And right now I'm headed to Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. I'm going to roll up. I'm going to hop out. And I'm going to say, the Inland Sports Show. They're going to run outside and say, that's $500 off. You pick out any vehicle on this lot, $500 off, because we love the Inland Sports Show. That's what they're going to tell you.
Yes, they will.
It's a real thing.
Yes.
I'm serious. I know we joke around on this show, but if I could just be dead serious for just one moment.
Don't mess with $500.
$500 off at Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon.
Big dough.
Can I leave us all on a good note?
Yes.
I feel like all I do is bash the Lakers.
You do.
Do I?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Everybody.
all you guys.
Everybody has to, yeah.
Back up, you guys. Back up. Here's what GM Rob Pelinka just said. There is an incredible excitement to get to July 1st. That's when the free agency begins. And see what our options are. But we feel like it's a flexible road for us. Any road we go down, we're really confident in. So if you're a Laker fan, they're going to be spending some money.
Yes, they are. LeBron James, my friend, LeBron James.
Could happen. They're going to open up their pockets, their hearts, their arms to LeBron James. Quakes baseball, they're back. Did they win last night, Greg Hollow? They did. Oh. They're coming. Hey, they're the first half champs.
They are the first half
A little bit of a
champs.
honeymoon period to kind of get back into the swing of things. They're the first half champs. Second half is underway. They got San Jose tonight. Right here on the local sports leader, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Greg Holland never misses a single pitch.
Hey,
Never.
Jeff, you got something to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, baby. It's my beautiful wife's birthday this weekend, the Smetty Smedberg.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Carla.
She's going to be finally out of her 20s. I can't wait. Yeah. No, happy birthday, Smetty Smed. I love you, baby. You're a great mom to our kids.
We'll see you Monday, 3 o'clock at your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Quakes coming up in 50 minutes.